Surprise to some, I would assume not a surprise to the team. But as you know, it's about to get a lot tougher. You had to see that in the SEC when you first transferred here. How do you help the newcomers see that the physicality and the speed of the SEC is just a whole nother ball game?
Like you said, we're happy, what we did in the non-conference, and we believed it. We believed in each other. And I would say just knowing, that the SEC is physical, like you said, and it is fast, but just sticking to what we know, sticking to our principles and what we need to improve on and what we've been doing well, and depending on that, and I think we'll be fine.
Go next to Cora, followed by Casey.
Kaniya, Kim was talking about yesterday how much growth she's seen in you over this first semester, just and how they wanted to instill that confidence in you about, why you're playing and you being the best defender that on the, in the top of the press, but just what's helped you find your confidence this fall?
Definitely my teammates. They see the good in me and they push me in practice every day to be the best version of myself. Even though I'm a freshman, they tell me I don't play like it all the time.
Ruby, what do you think allowed Kaniya to hit that career high tonight, and how excited are you for her?
She be hooping like that in practice, for real. Just giving her the opportunities to get some herself. I feel like she's a very unselfish player. When she's in with Coop, she's definitely feeding Coop, keeping lighting the fire under Coop and stuff like that. So I feel like she had a chance to just shine tonight, and she did that.
Building off of that, Kaniya, I think your first three was a corner three. It was late in the shot clock as well. So after you hit that one, how did your confidence build throughout the game after seeing that first one?
Well, I felt good in warm-ups. I already knew it was going to be a good game. And then when that three went down, it was over with. No.
Looking back now, how beneficial was it to early enroll last year and kind of get used to things going into this season?
I think it helped me a lot because I could see how physical the SEC is and, where do I fit in and how I can implement myself in not only our system but just playing in general.
Yeah, I think we need to do better in rebounding. We talked about that, just crashing more. Ruby's a good offensive rebounder, Z, but we need more people to crash consistently. And we also been focusing on needing the box out more. So we know that's very important, every game, but especially in the SEC where, there might be bigger, stronger players. So we have to do the little things to make sure we get that going.
For any of y'all, how nice has it been to see Sarah have the last couple of games she has after that skid she went through earlier this year?
I think it's good. Sarah's great when she's confident, when she's flowing and stuff like that. She's a great leader. So it's just good to see her get a little bit of that shine back and that recognition back for, being a good leader for us.
Coach Caldwell said yesterday that she feels like it's her responsibility to keep your confidence up since you're the only true freshman on the roster, which is not easy. Who else do you lean on this team sort of to help you and keep you focused and keep you going?
I would say all of them for real, but really Jewel, she pushes me every practice and she tells me keep going to the basket, keep attacking, keep doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really good to be out there. I was joking around about, having to be like a coach on the bench and then seeing them play and just the joy that they play with. And, being out there with my teammates is really fun and finally getting back in a rhythm and, getting healthier. So it's really fun to be out there with them. And I also want to shout out our crowd. We had a big crowd today. I think it was the largest of, this season. So I just really want to give a shout out to them and just let them know, we really do appreciate it and keep coming out.
You guys have kind of leveled out around 30 3-point attempts per game the last few games. Was that a discussion for you guys of how many you want to take, or is it just kind of ended up like that? And do you feel like you guys are getting a better handle on the shot selection from deep?
I definitely, we haven't talked about it. Honestly, we just be hooping, if that makes sense. It depends on how the game go. I feel like sometimes we're very good at reading the game and what's working for us and what's not. And I feel like adding that aspect onto it, it's just it's helped us with our shot selection along the way.
This is for any of you guys, whoever wants to take it. Obviously, being 12-0 is really exciting, but the teams from here on out are going to want to be the first team that beats you guys. How are you going to kind of handle that while also handling first a couple games of SEC play too?
I think it's just not putting the pressure on ourselves. Like I said, like just doing what we know we need to do. And if we do that, we'll be fine. But don't look ahead or look at rankings or anything. Like we know what we need to do and what we need to take care of and what Coach Kim has been preaching. So just do those things and everything else will take care of itself.
This can be for any of you guys. You guys scored the most points in the paint that you have all season so far tonight. Just what was working, and has that been a focus?
I feel like
Oh my God.
we just take advantage of what we can take advantage of. Obviously, like we had, Z and Jill and Alyssa, and we just had bigger players, and I feel like we took advantage of that tonight. Sarah really took advantage of her size on the inside, so it just goes back to what I was saying about analyzing every game in the in-game situations and learning what we need to do based on how the game is going.
Ruby, you're, of course, about to embark on your first SEC season after 2 years in the ACC. I somehow don't think the speed of the game is going to be a challenge for you at all. That seems to be a part of your game. Just how excited are you to see how this team measures up in what is pretty much the best women's basketball conference in the country?
I'm very excited. I feel like playing in the SEC so far, even though we haven't played SEC teams, like it's just different within just our practices and stuff like that. It's very physical, it's very fast, and I just expect it to be a whole new ball game, but it's exciting.
Jewel, Kim has mentioned you as one of the pretty important leaders on the court in terms of getting everyone together and making sure people are on the same page. Just where do you feel like the leadership is as a whole at this point in the season, and is it still work in progress at all, or do you feel like you guys have kind of figured that out?
I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like it is still a part of progressing, but I'm not the only leader on this team. We have multiple leaders in leadership group that really takes pride in leadership and knowing that each of us lead in different ways. Like Ruby might lead by example or words of encouragement. Kaniya is going to give her best, at every practice. I'm going to be a vocal leader and encourage people too. So we have different leaders and they come in different ways, but we know, in different situations how to pick each other up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.